Making your voice heard on Election Day. Experts predict Florida's vote-by-mail numbers could increase by 50% in this presidential election because of the coronavirus. Before the pandemic, state lawmakers passed reforms intended to improve the vote-by-mail process. But some worry that their vote won't be counted or could get tossed out. I2 investigator Adam WALSER is uncovering issues with training and troubling early numbers, which raise questions about how the process is working.
In November 2000, election night in Florida stretched past Thanksgiving Day as elections officials tried to interpret dimples and hanging chads on butterfly ballots. 20 years later, experts warn the outcome of another close election could depend on how well the signature on your mail-in ballot envelope matches the one on file at the elections office. Pinellas County voter ALEC WILCOSKY says his ballot was rejected days before the recent primary.
And they told me that there was some sort of mix-up with my ballot, that the signature didn't match the one they had on file.
WILCOSKY scrambled to get a copy of his driver's license and what's called a vote-by-mail cure affidavit to the elections office by Election Day.
So yeah, it kind of created a little bit of a stressful situation right before. I'm like, is my vote going to count? Is it not going to count?
Dr. Daniel Smith conducted research for the University of Florida, in which he uncovered 1.2% of vote-by-mail ballots. About 32,000 votes were rejected in Florida's 2018 election.
You're not there. And so we entrust that the signature on the back of your envelope as a registered voter is going to match what's on the records of the supervisor of elections.
Smith found rejection rates varied widely across Florida counties, from 0.25% in some counties to 3% in others, with signatures of younger, older, and minority voters more likely to be rejected.
There's incredible variation across all different types of demographic groups that raise concerns.
In 2018, the winning margin for Rick Scott over Bill Nelson in the U.S. Senate race was just over 10,000 votes out of 8 million ballots cast. The Democratic Party filed a lawsuit to extend the recount, claiming Florida's rejection of vote-by-mail ballots is based on error-prone signature matching determinations. Last year, state lawmakers passed reforms to the process, allowing voters whose ballots are rejected to provide additional information to, quote, cure their ballots. Ron Turner is the Sarasota County election supervisor.
We will send a letter. We will email if we have an email address. We will call them if we have a telephone number and or text message.
Turner said many ballots with issues in his county were corrected before the deadline in the recent primaries.
We ended up rejecting a total of 170 ballots.
But in neighboring Manatee County, 1,000 ballots were rejected. Dr. Smith says about 20,000 primary mail-in ballots were rejected statewide.
And so you could be using a signature, the exact same signature with the exact same signature that's on file, and in one county it is deemed not valid, in the other it is valid.
In Sarasota County, computers determine whether most signatures match.
We're going to take that vote-by-mail signature on that envelope, and we're going to compare it to what the voter has in their record.
That signature in the voter record may have come from the DMV, one of the most common places to register to vote.
And you're using a little stylus, and you're trying to get your signature in. When I look at my driver's license signature, it doesn't look anything like my signature.
If a computer can't make a good match,
then that goes to human sets of eyes.
Forensic document examiner Sina Wong says county elections officials may not know what to look for.
You have people in the elections office that are doing a job comparing signatures which they are not qualified to do, and that is of great concern.
Sina Wong testified about the infamous ransom note in a civil trial connected to the John Benet Ramsey murder case, and in a 2018 Virginia election fraud case in which congressional candidate Sean Brown was removed from the ballot after Wong found hundreds of forged signatures on a petition to qualify her for the election. Wong says our signatures change over time and can be affected by age, illness, injury, medication, mood, or even the type of pen we use. President Donald Trump, for instance, prefers to sign documents with a felt-tipped pen. You can see big differences in these 3 signatures. These are 4 signatures from Richard Nixon during his presidency.
The very last one, he decided to send in a ballot, and would get rejected because it would not match the signature that's on file.
Wong says it takes experts years to know how to tell if a signature is real or a forgery.
Our official title is Forensic Document Examiner.
Handwriting expert Tom VASTRICK agrees verifying signatures can be tricky.
I pull out an old college paper. I can hardly recognize my own handwriting.
VASTRICK, who has more than 40 years of experience as a forensic document examiner, was hired by the state in 2019 to train election supervisors in how to verify signatures, training that was not previously required.
What I'm going to teach you is a way to view handwriting differently than you have in the past, a more methodical approach.
The initial training, which lasted 1 hour and 47 minutes, took place at a conference in Orlando last October, attended by about 200 elections officials.
When they come out of there, what level of expertise do they have?
Well, compared to a forensic document examiner, they don't. But for an average layperson, it's fairly significant.
Ron Turner, who was among 200 elections officials VASTRICK trained, says he learned plenty.
That we have to be able to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that this isn't the voter's signature.
But Wong fears there could still be too many questionable signatures, coming in too late to all be cured.
It is serious and it should be taken seriously, and the work shouldn't be done by people without proper training.
Elections officials say that if you plan to vote by mail and have not updated your signature in recent years, you should do so before the election. They also remind voters to make sure to sign the outside of that ballot envelope and include their phone number and email so the elections office can contact them as soon as possible if there is a problem. I'm I-Team investigator Adam WALSER taking action for you.